So can you tell me more about your blog and what do you do?
Yeah. So I help coach and guide mums over 30 to lose weight without cardio, dietary restrictions, or complexity.
Can you tell me more about when you started the blog and what's your journey so far?
Yeah. So I started about 23 months ago. Started on about 1,000 followers, but it was
So 2 years.
Yeah, about 2 years ago. It was like a personal page, and I had no female followers whatsoever. And then so the last 2 years, we built it up to about 40, 50K.
And it's all organically, or it came with ads too?
No, big on paid ads. And then as I got better at organic content, the ads then got better. And then the page just went better as a nice hybrid sort of approach.
So you want to say the around 50K followers you have, it's half from the ads, half from the organic?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
I'd say so.
Okay, so are you happy currently with your situation? What are the things that you would like to improve overly, like in the numbers, the views, engagement, and etc.?
Yeah, of course. So I'm trying to take the company international. So we're currently serving like UK and the US we're trying to reach out to. And so having a bigger following and putting out more content on a daily basis is going to be like the number one target we're trying to hit. Because at the moment, probably posting 5 to 7 times. I really want to be able to put out 20 to 21 pieces of content every single week. And that serves the same sort of niche.
Okay, I see. Let's go to your content, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell me more about what are you trying to do with your organic content and what are the formats? What are the approaches that you're using? Because I see you have a lot of mixed ones. And I would love to know like what stands behind it. Is it like some sort of a strategy? Is it like calculation or just like very random?
So not very random, but not necessarily strategic. The strategy will probably be 1 or 2 testimonial posts every single week, give or take. And then ideally you want education for mums to show them that the dieting and sort of, I guess, a bit of like insight into what your coaching is actually like, teaching them how to live the methods that we teach, if that makes sense. Because a lot of the videos that I make are reflections of how I coach. And then so with that, that's more or less the strategy, give them a bit of insight into what the coaching is going to be like, but no real strategy beyond a couple of testimonials and then kind of just what's worked.
So it looks like you just catering to community you already have.
Correct.
You're not really going out and about to engage some more.
You'd be correct on that, for sure. And I think maybe that's some untapped potential that we could slot into, for sure. I think there's not a whole lot of content that tries too much to get new people.
Question is, you have around 50K followers, though what I see it's not really active. Do you know the reason behind it?
Yeah, so typically, I mean, with what we do, so those posts there are snippets from like YouTube videos and stuff. So the hooks on those aren't as strong, things like that. So the ones that have 11,000, they're decent, but in terms of like viewership or whatever, usually ones that are like my story related, carousels get a really high degree of views, like ones with 55,000, 60,000 on them. But with your talking heads and things like that, definitely a diminished number of views on those.
How big is your target audience internationally? Like how big are the numbers? Because sometimes I have clients where we know it's not many people you can attract, right? If you're selling like a $300 million villa on the Palm, it's not really a lot of people you can, like the target audience is very narrow. So if we speak about your niche, like how big are the numbers that you can achieve?
Yeah, so in Australia, you're looking at probably 6 million mums, give or take in the 35 to 55 range, give or take. It's a rough number because you can't get all the data accurate. And then so if we extrapolate that to America, UK, safe to say there'll be a lot more. But seeing as I'm based in the UAE in terms of posting content, that's when we started to see diminished returns in terms of like reach as well.
Makes sense. So basically when it goes to opportunities, possibilities, it's unlimited. So it's not that you're like kind of shrinking yourself because there's not much to
There's heaps of opportunity.
When it goes to the content creation, right? Currently, how much time are you actually spending on it?
So I've got a full-time video editor and I've got someone that helps me with ideas and things like that in the background. So current day, probably around 10 hours a week, I want to say, on filming, preparation, light scripting. I usually do everything off the cuff.
Okay.
But just I film the understanding of the topic and then I'll go from there.
It's kind of very freestyle, more of.
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of has to be because I've been doing all the sales, the marketing, fulfillment of the business, a big majority of it. And so to get it to this point now where I can have some free time now, I can actually do a bit more creative thinking where actually it's a bit more structured, let's say.
Yeah. Okay, what I want to talk about right now is just break down your current situation and then figure out how we can move towards to desired goal. I just want to look into it and just give you a couple of the advices why it might not really reaching the fullest potential that it has.
Right.
Number one thing, your target, I always, whenever I'm working on a strategy, I always kind of reverse engineer, like think back, okay, if the product is amazing, if the clients are there, like why this connection is not happening, right? In this case, where I would say the biggest opportunity and the problem at the same time is that your content, I would say, is very male style. It doesn't really speak to female audience, if it makes sense.
Probably the only one that's kind of come aesthetically that's done really well is, or done better on average, it's been this guy.
Yeah.
This guy is like, that's typically, it's got like some nice softer music. It's a bit more aesthetic. There's a bit more flow to it, if that makes sense. Versus my usual content's a lot of quick cuts, things like that. And the engagement showed on it too. So we got a lot of comments on it, a lot of engagement.
Yeah. Because if I don't know you, I would say, oh my God, who is this angry guy? No, because you're like... So, fair. Which is completely opposite of who you are.
Yeah.
Right? So let's let's do it in a way that your visuals speak how lovely you are long before you open the mouth.
That's
you
a
know?
good call. Yeah.
I don't like the way it sounds, but like, visuals speak.
Less like a bikie is what you're saying. Less like I look like I belong to a gang is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. And then just still what I don't see any continuation or any repetition that would attract and sustain the new people.
Right.
Like if I see you once, I don't think I will remember you at some point. So I would add some of the things that would make you more memorable in that sense. So it can be anything, right? From the place you shoot, words you start talking, from the things you show, or from the formats. If you see big creators, they usually have quite the same reels all the time. It's just like the copy changes or, you know, the hook changes. Like something changes a little bit, bits and pieces, but majority of time it's very like repetitive. So usually when we are doing the content, there's this wheel where you have a couple of the directions, which is one, engaging, selling, expert, personal. So when it goes to engaging, and all of them have different reasons why you should post them. And you need to mix them all the time, no matter what kind of formats you're going to choose, no matter what you're going to say, no matter what the hooks you're going to choose, no matter what the CDAs. This attracts a lot of new followers. You're going to cover a wide audience, though again, it's not going to be very niche specific, but it will just attract the new followers and the clients that you can convert later on. Then it goes to the selling and the expert. Expert is, again, it can go viral if done correctly, but it's harder to do this because again, it's more niche specific. Like my top performing reel is expert because I'm saying something very sales and very social media related, and 10 million people watched it, but it's very rare. Like you really need to hit the right spot on the point, which can be the fitness and can be the weight loss because again, that's a very broad niche and audience that you can catch and grab. You just need to make sure that, okay, it's going to be mostly women. So that's how maybe you can differentiate, attract female, like women audience that are looking to lose weight, and then weed out and look for the ones that are moms and fit your criteria. And then selling is something, again, has even narrow audience, which again helps you to convert people who came from here and convert into and put them in the funnel that you want to do. And the personal is something I really enjoy, and I think you need to put out this a lot because you have very nice personality, which is like very attractive itself. Especially you as a man, like women need to trust you before they do transaction.
Of course.
Especially when it goes to very sensitive topics like weight loss, and especially when you're a mom and your hormones, etc. It's very messy in some of the cases. So I think if you put out your personality and you show how lovely, nice, great you are, I think this will convert a lot.
Yeah.
Speaking about percentage, how I would go, I would probably do engaging 30%. Personal, I would do 25. Expert, I would do this. And selling usually is the lowest because this is very direct sales, right? You kind of have very clear CDAs. You're saying, guys, this is what I do. And also it will give you the right structure of your mind. Because you're not going to just think one direction, but say, okay, I feel like my followers need more of a personal, or they need more of an engaging, because I feel like my page isn't growing as fast as I would like it to be. And engaging, again, it has potential to bring you like, my biggest performer brought me like 180,000 people at once, like one reel, which is a crazy number.
Yeah,
like,
it's insane.
When it goes to what your content should be about, right? When it goes to choosing the topics for these, it's super important to have understanding what your real clients are actually looking for, right? You've been in sales for a very long time, so you can understand the questions that are repeating all the time. So it's super easy to take these questions, like literally script them and then answer them in your content, because you understand that if many people, 5+ people, if they ask you the same thing, it's already a good idea enough to post about it. How I do research of the ideas is I go 3 ways. Number 1 is asking directly. So it's a clients, existing clients, followers, and etc. You can post a story which over questions. Okay, what do you want to know from me? Ask me anything. And then you check, okay, 100 questions. What are the most repeatable ones? Then you go back to the sales calls and say, okay, these are the questions most repeatable. Then way number 2, this is so tricky. Go to your already existing content and see what are the questions or the comments people leave. Majority of times, a lot of ideas I'm generating from the comments itself.
Right.
Majority of times, people are actually proposing ideas themselves, right? They're saying something, they're like, oh, this is so smart, I want to use this in my content, right? Choose 4 topics. That can be the nutrients, for example. It can be workout. What else?
Managing emotions or time management.
Managing.
Like stress eating, things like that.
Emotions, yeah. And the 4th?
Probably time management, or putting time aside for themselves would be a big one. So
the time constraints.
So typically a lot of moms they put everybody else first. And so because of that, it's like that's just the big one that typically on all sales calls that we go through. It's like nutrition, so what to eat, when to eat it, that sort of stuff. workouts. Should I be working out? Should I not be working out? And then definitely managing emotions. It's sort of like every day is different when you're a mum. So like managing a household, and then time, how to do that, like maybe tactically, is an interesting one. But, you know.
So just because you already know all of this and you're sure it's going to work well, you will go back and try to actually mix and match with these, right? So if it goes to nutrients, you can take and do all 4. When it goes to workout, you can go and do all 4. So engaging, personal, and etc. Right? So you go, and same goes to here.
Yeah.
And the great thing is engaging, again, will bring more people, and then the cycle goes again.
Yeah,
Right?
so you're saying get some content that's engaging in terms of emotions. Because I'd typically do engaging stuff that relied on nutrition, probably only. I wouldn't do much engaging on workouts, emotions, time, any of those. So it's really good to see all that sort of laid out. That looks great.
This will give you so much more freedom and structure of the mind, because you can literally take the Excel sheet and put these as even separate pages, you know, page 1, where it's like a workout, right? And you just go one by one and script these. Well, and of course this is super important, because so far you're going just what? You're going with expert.
Pretty much.
And I think that's it. Engaging, clear, selling you're doing anyway. So these 2 are something I would really concentrate on.
Love it.
Okay.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Strategy sorted for the next 6 months.
Keep it, yeah.
Thank you.
Also, yeah, it's yours. I'm going to also send you a couple of the ideas and the formats that I think you can utilize.
Cool. Good. Thanks so much. That was awesome.